Sugar, if work, family, or just adulting in general has you feeling super stressed and extremely overwhelmed, then you are probably off balance. Let me show you how to bring your life into balance while increasing your motivation. Hey Sugar, thanks for joining me in this conversation about balance. Now, if you arrived here after taking my free quiz, then welcome to your results. The link to your free gift is below in the description. If you didn't take my free quiz, but you want to, the link for that is below in the description as well. All right, Sugar. So I'm pretty sure you've been hearing this term life balance or work-life balance just thrown around a lot lately. But I'm willing to bet that you probably don't know exactly what it is or how it impacts your motivation. So to begin, let's start with defining life balance. Life balance is defined as the state of being satisfied in the various areas of your life. Notice it says various areas. The number one problem that we run into when trying to establish our life balance is that instead of focusing on various areas, we only focus on two, work and life. We think that work-life balance is holistic life balance, but it's not. Work-life balance is actually a myth. In a previous episode, I explained why work-life balance is a myth and how working to achieve it only throws you off balance even more. Take a look at this. Everything that we think of when we consider our life can be broken down into what I like to call the big six. These are the 6 key areas of your life: professional, relationships, emotional, spiritual, wellness, financial. When balancing our life, we must look at all of these areas that make up our life, not just 2. One aspect of our life is not more important than another. And because the big 6 represents the essence of our life, we cannot cherry pick the areas we want and leave the rest. This is why work-life balance does not exist, because it basically splits to mean work and everything else, which if we divide up everything else into the remaining areas of life, you will see that work takes a huge chunk of what we're calling work-life balance. This is why our work tends to get more of our time, attention, and energy than, say, exercising or time with friends, which throws us out of balance and keeps us chasing a work-life balance that doesn't exist. But when you review each of these 6 areas as equitable and important, you'll begin to establish real balance in your life. If you want to continue watching that full episode, you can click here. I've put the link for that below in the description as well. So now that we know what life balance is, let's talk about why it's important. When we think about our life in general, the one thing that is constant is that nothing is constant. Life is fluid. Things change. Stuff happens. Roles and relationships shift. Your life is a constant state of ebb and flow, and often with competing priorities. So it can be easy to lose focus on what you need to achieve overall life satisfaction across your big 6, especially when at any moment 1 or 2 of those areas might go rogue and demand your undivided attention. We might forget about our wellness when our finances become strained. Or maybe we're in a season when our relationships require more attention and it diverts attention away from maybe spiritual. The fact is, if we are waiting for everything to calm down and everything to go according to plan before we find our balance, then Sugar, you're going to be waiting. Life balance is not something that you find once all of your ducks finally get in a row. Life balance is what you establish to help you find those 2 ducks that you lost and that 1 duck that's actually a pigeon. Life balance helps you to remain stable amid the chaos of life. As long as we keep waiting to establish our balance, we will continue being pulled in multiple directions, unsure of where to go or where to place our focus, feeling completely overwhelmed. Before long, our motivation begins to wane, and it can feel like our get up and go done got up and went, and we have no idea where it's gone. Probably somewhere over there with that duck that's actually a pigeon. Establishing a healthy life balance helps to decrease your stress, reduce those feelings of overwhelm, and increase your overall motivation. Something else I want you to remember, Sugar. While all of the 6 areas of our life are important and require our attention, this attention does not always have to be equal. So for example, if I spend 30 minutes working out today, so 30 minutes on wellness, I do not have to limit myself to 30 minutes, say in spiritual. I might need to go sit with God for a whole hour to get myself together. You might need 10 minutes every day to handle your finances, 3 days once a month for your emotional, and 40 hours per week for your professional. What I'm saying, sugar, is that you don't have to give each of the 6 areas the exact same time or the exact same attention. Because what you need in every area is different. How you show up in each area will be different as well. To establish a healthy balance, the goal is to make sure that you are giving each area the attention it needs, understanding that this can and will change. Remember, our life is fluid, so our balance is not something that we can set it and forget it. As our life changes, our needs change, and so should our balance. What kept me balanced in my 30s does not work now in my 40s. What worked for you before you had children might not be feasible now that you have 2 kids. So it's critical that we continually check and adjust our balance to ensure that we are maintaining a life stability that works for us. The last thing I want you to know about life balance is that it is the glue between your boundaries and self-care. In my 2 previous episodes, we learned that self-care is the act of preserving your health and protecting your overall well-being. And boundaries are our personal limits that we set based on our needs, goals, and overall wellness. Now, if you are off balance, it's likely because you don't have any boundaries. To maintain your balance, you must set boundaries or personal limits for how you govern your life. For example, if I didn't have any financial boundaries, I will probably frequently overspend, depleting way too much of my bank account, which leaves me feeling stressed and unsatisfied in this area of my life. And that throws me off balance. Remember, balance is the state of being satisfied in the various areas of your life. You have to ask yourself, what do I need in order to feel satisfied in this area of my life? And that's where self-care comes in. When we practice self-care, we are remaining in tune with ourselves and what we need to protect our overall well-being. This connection with ourselves makes it easier to identify what makes us feel satisfied in each of the 6 areas of our life. So if I'm not practicing self-care and I've lost connection with myself, my needs, my feelings, then I will have no idea where to start in establishing my life balance, because I will have no idea as to what makes me feel satisfied in my life. So to establish a life balance that keeps you healthy, happy, and whole, be sure to check your boundaries and your self-care routine. As your favorite life coach, I want to help you establish your life balance. So here's an activity to help you get started. First, think about your big 6 and ask yourself, are there any areas that I'm ignoring? Next, think of one way that you can dedicate more attention to that particular area. This will help you begin establishing your balance and feeling more motivated in no time. If you have any questions or want to go deeper into how to find your specific balance, be sure to schedule your free 30-minute coaching session. Thanks for watching, sugar. See you in the next video.